What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slammed Outdoors. This is Mitchell, and in today's episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to tie a Texas rig for a craw style trailer, a stick bait style trailer, and then a craw or a creature bait. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope this helps you. So the Texas rig is one of the most basic rigs in fishing. It is also one of the most common rigs in fishing, and it has 2 or 3 subgroups in and of the Texas rig. These being a Carolina rig, which I'm hoping to make a video about in the future, and the punch rig, which I made a video about this past summer. And all these rigs are very similar, and it involves a soft plastic like a craw or a stick bait, or a creature bait of some sort, such as a lizard or a bug, hooked onto either a worm hook or an EWG. And I wanted to showcase this to you guys. It's a little cold for me to actually get to go out and fish, though I'm hoping to sometime soon. This is really the best thing I can do for information at the moment. And there are 2 styles to this rig, and it is a weighted or an unweighted. And the only difference is a bullet weight. So if you're fishing deeper water, or you really want to drag this on the bottom, you're going to want a bullet weight. Which normally, I already have this, I have this tied on already. I have a hook just tied to some mono that I had lying around. Normally, you would want to tie the bullet weight on first. And what you would do is you would take this, you would take your line, and you would want to get it through the eye of your bullet weight. So it should look like that. Because I already have the hook tied on, I'm just going to go through the back of it just to show you what it should look like. So this is ideally what it should look like before you've put your bait on there. And then you can add a peg to your weight, which effectively will stop it from sliding. I talked about this in the punch rig video, so if you want to see that, I would recommend going to check that out. And effectively this weight is going to carry your bait down to the bottom, or get it closer to structure. And this is a pretty weedless approach. That is one of the best benefits of this. So personally, I normally don't fish this with a weight if I'm fishing with a stick bait. I do sometimes with a craw, and I do most of the time that I'm fishing a bigger bait, because like these lizards and stuff, I'm trying to fish in deeper water. So I think it's a little easier to get it where you want it to. For this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to rig the stick bait on an EWG as well as the craw on an EWG, and I'll showcase the lizard on a worm hook. The worm hook, I would recommend if you're throwing a bug or a lizard, or if you're throwing like a curly-tailed worm or a really big worm, I would recommend this. All other approaches, I would throw the EWG hook over this. So the easiest way to rig this, also a little tip, when you go to put your bait on here, I think it's a lot easier to have, if you have your weight somewhere where it's not going to be affecting this, so I like to set it on the ground. That way you can kind of rig this freely. And all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your hook and go through the top of your bait, in this case the head of the lizard. And I think it's better to rig this on the bottom of the lizard. So go on the opposite side of, you're going to want your hook facing to turn away from the head. And you're going to kind of want to line up where you want the hook to come out at. You're going to push it in until you get to the turn of the hook. Then you're going to push your hook out. So it looks like that. And then feed your soft plastic up onto the hook. So it should start to look like that. And then the trick with this is you're going to want to twist the hook around. So there's a little bent part of the hook, and you want to just turn around and bend it like that. And then when you go to insert your hook in it, you kind of want to find out where your hook is going to be popping out at, and just push your soft plastic up like that. And then slide it up forward like this. And it's very important to get this hook straight, just for realism. Fish are much more likely to bite this if it looks a little bit more realistic. And ideally, your hook should not be exposed, or just the tip of it should be exposed. So like right there, if you look very closely, you can see just the top of the hook is exposed. And this way, if a fish bites this, what should happen is it should push in like that, and the hook should become more exposed like that. If a fish physically bites it, that's what should happen to them. But you should be able to fish this thing in brush without getting it too stuck. So that's one of the big advantages of that. And that's what the finished product should look like on a lizard. And again, the only difference is this would be a weightless approach. And then if you added a bullet weight on there, which again you would do before you tied your hook on, it should look like that. And one of the disadvantages of the bullet weight is it can impact your knot, because the bullet weight, if your hook is exposed to the top of your lizard, which it's not here, it can press down on the knot and really beat up your knot. So it's important to retie it often. And it should just slide on there. And then you can see, like just on the general trajectory of where the weight is, you drop it. Obviously that looks a little bit different in the water, but that's the general idea of what it should look like. So now I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it, the craw, and then last but not least, the stick bait. So for the craw, I'm going to be showing you on the EWG, just because I think it's easier to rig. Same basic concept. And this is a 3/0 EWG. The worm hook was, I believe, a 3/0, maybe a 4/0. It's really, if you get a 3 or a 4/0, it should fit just about anything. If not, I'd recommend looking it up just to see what other people throw on before you buy your baits and your hooks. But all you're going to want to do, again, with the craw, is go until you get to the bend of the hook, push your hook out, slide it up like that until you get to the bend in the top of the hook, which is right there. Then you're going to want to turn the hook around inside of the bait like that and keep sliding it down, keep sliding it down. And then like a lot of soft plastics nowadays have a little ridge at the top of it, and ideally you should want your hook to be popping out of that little ridge. But you're going to want to slide it up until it's kind of straight like that. And then you can see it in the top of the hook. There, it's exposed. So if a fish eats it, if a fish gets a piece of this, he should get hooked, but you don't have to worry too much about getting this rig stuck a whole lot, which is really one of the big pluses of this rig, is it's very, very weedless, and you should get a pretty good hookup ratio on it because it is a soft plastic with an exposed hook. If you're fishing a little heavier cover, just push your hook in like that, and then just rig it so your hook is not exposed. That's all you have to do. Then the final bait I'm going to be showing you this on is the Senko, or the stick bait. And you're going to want to rig this the same way, straight through the top like that, twist it out, feed it up the hook, twist the hook around, bend it back in, and then you're going to want to push your plastic up and get it so it's nice and straight. And then just like that, you are ready to fish. And that's how I rig these 3 baits. Again, bullet weight if you're fishing deeper water, or if you need to get this down or you want to feel a little better. Other than that, I like to throw the weedless approaches personally. But that's how you tie a Texas rig. So hope you guys enjoyed, and remember to like and subscribe, really helps the channel. If you have any ideas for future videos, comment down below. And if you have any questions about this rig, I'd be happy to answer them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in our next video.